So I'm not one to talk politics. Never have been. I try to stay out of those conversations. I've always respected what everyone feels and thinks. I still do. But I don't think a lot of you understand what's happening in our country right now, mainly because most of you don't live in a sanctioned city. I live in Denver. So the people that are living in these sanctioned cities, we are slowly losing control of our cities. And the government's not doing anything. Governor Polis in Colorado, he is not doing anything about the apartment complex that has been taken over by Venezuelan gang members that have come over illegally. They have robbed 10 gun shops in Denver in the past month. They are strapping up, and this is just the first step. They're seeing what they can get away with. And so far, they've been in this apartment complex for almost a month. The police can't do anything about it. We haven't brought in reinforcements. And they're just living in this apartment complex they overtook, and no one's doing anything. What do you think they're going to do next? They're going to start overtaking more apartment complexes, more buildings, more facilities. What did our country think was going to happen when their time was up in the hotels we provided to them? I had a feeling they were going to start overtaking things, and that's what's starting to happen. It takes a lot to scare me. I've been to third world countries, never really been freaked out or nervous. Never thought that I would have to buy a gun to feel safe. And even when I get my gun in a couple days, I don't even know if I'll still feel safe, but at least I'll have a weapon. I've never been against guns, but I've also never thought that I'm going to need to buy a gun for safety. But here we are. Here we are. And if you don't live in a sanctioned city, I really, really encourage you to do some research and see what's happening to our country. I understand if you're a Democrat and you have your reasons, right? Abortion, you're pro-abortion and same-sex marriage. I'm fine with that. I understand we all have our own opinions and our beliefs, and that's important to a lot of you. But I hope you understand that although those are important topics when it comes to voting, if Trump or someone else is not in office other than Camila, whatever her name is, that stuff's not going to matter, because we will not have a country like we have now or have had. So it's not going to matter if abortion is legal or not. It's not going to matter if same-sex marriage is legal or not, because we're not going to have America anymore. It's not going to be the land of the free. It's not going to be what we have known our whole lives. We're living in a very scary time right now, and a lot of you just don't realize it, mainly because you're not in a sanctioned city, which is great. I'm honestly happy that you guys are not living in a sanctioned city. But for those of us that are, you really just need to pay attention to what's happening, because soon they're going to leave the sanctioned cities, and some of them already have and have gone to different states, cities. So if you think it's only going to happen in these sanctioned cities, you're very wrong. It's eventually going to spread, but this is where it's starting, and they are slowly taking over Denver. It's happening right before our eyes, and no one's doing anything about it. If I would get pulled over on the side of the road and had guns in my vehicle or pounds of marijuana or cocaine, guess who's getting arrested? Me. Obviously, it's illegal. I'm doing things I shouldn't be doing. But these people are coming in, doing all sorts of illegal things, and not getting arrested, not getting kicked out of the country. We're handing these people money. We're handing these people tools to find ways and make it possible for them to overtake certain places and cities. I'm very nervous. I have a hard time even falling asleep at night right now because that's how nervous I am. And that, again, that's not like me. I'm not typically someone who gets nervous or afraid. Homeless people don't freak me out. You know, you see the people on the streets tweaking out from drugs. That stuff doesn't freak me out. What freaks me out is these Venezuelan gang members that are overtaking the city of Denver. And I know it's happening in other sanctioned cities. And I feel like half of the world, half of America, half of the United States doesn't understand what's happening. And that's what scares me the most, is that it's just not known that this is happening. So I just encourage you to do your research on what's happening right now. Venezuelan, it's actually a fact and known. You can find this online, that they emptied their prisons, which is where all of these gang members came from. It's actually a gang known in Venezuelan prison. That's who's in our country right now. It's not just Venezuelans that wanted a better life. They emptied their prisons out. Venezuelan, if you look up the facts right now, their murders have gone down 80% since our border opened. Where do you think they are? They're here. They're in America. Guys, again, I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care. I don't care. I respect it. But I'm telling you, being pro-abortion, same-sex marriage, I know all of that is important, but it is not going to matter, because our world will go to shit. Our country is going to go to shit if we do not put someone back in as president like Trump. And I'm not a diehard Trump person. I never have been. I think he can be arrogant, says stupid shit, but what's happening right now is not okay. It's not okay. So I would really just encourage you guys to do your research. Democrat, Republican, whatever your views are. Right now, I don't think that matters. I don't think it matters if we're Democrat, Republican. We need to all come together as one to fix what's happening in our country. Because if we don't, we're not going to have one to then vote Democrat or Republican. It's not going to matter, because we're not going to have, it's just mind blowing that this is happening and no one's doing anything about it. I'm being led to buy a gun just to feel safe. That's crazy. That's crazy. So please just do your research, guys. Be woke. I guess that's a term that these young people are using, be woke. But seriously, wake up, because you and your kids are eventually not going to be safe if this continues. So yeah, guys, I mean, I don't even have anything else to say. I just really felt led to share something that's going on in Denver, because I feel like so many people don't realize what is happening. And if Denver doesn't start doing something, or these other sanctioned cities, I know New York City is a huge issue right now too. Americans will not have control over these cities soon. I mean, it's getting to the point where, like, the people in Denver are going to all leave. And then it's going to be these Venezuelan people, these immigrants running these cities. And then eventually states. Like, I don't know what the future holds, but I can tell you it's not good if things don't change.